From Barboursville to Milton and all over eastern Cabell County, there's a lot going on in the Cabell Midland School District. Our series features the stories of local business owners, difference makers, and events. I'm Brody Nash, and this is Midland Minutes. Hey, welcome to another episode of Midland Minutes. I'm Brody Nash. I'm here with Tim Koletka at TIK Guns and Ammo, and he's located at 602 Water Street. It's right on the corner of Main Street and Water Street at the red light in Barboursville. How's it going?
Going real well, Brody. Thanks for coming and doing this segment with us. Putting us on your YouTube and Facebook page. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No problem. We enjoy doing it, and it's good for small businesses to support other small businesses in the area.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Well, you've been here for, what did you say, 11 years now?
Yes, sir. Sure have been.
Wow. That's great. Business doing good?
Business has been real good. Good Lord's blessed. It's been very steady, and we're a small business, as you can see, and with small business setup like this, we can keep the costs down, which makes us very competitive in the gun market, and that has helped us tremendously in this business.
Okay, yeah. Small staff, you and Mike, pretty much,
Yes,
right?
Mike Coffey, and I know here in a little bit you're going to be able to go back and speak to him about some of his services he provides.
Yeah. So it looks like you've got quite the selection here. What segments of the gun market do you serve?
Well, we certainly serve the hunting, the personal protection, and the collector's market. We also offer, consignment as well. We're set up with a gun broker, which is an internet brokerage that reaches across the United States, which is a pretty good sized venue.
So grandpa leaves them a gun when he passes and they don't want it, they bring it into you and you can sell it for them?
That is correct. Or sometimes we buy it outright. We will look at their gun, make an assessment as to the value of their gun, and then from there we will try to make them a reasonable offer, or if the venue says, hey, there's a bigger, broader market for your gun online, we will suggest or encourage them to let us put it on gun broker for them.
Okay. So not just anybody can sell a gun online, right? You have to be licensed to do that.
Well, you can sell a gun online, but you have to send the gun to a licensed federal firearms dealer.
Okay.
That's how that works.
Yeah. So just don't go posting your own guns on Facebook Marketplace or somewhere like that. You're not supposed to do that.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay. And you were before off camera. You were talking about the people feeling the need for to carry more and have more at their home. Talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. With the increase of crime, and where law enforcement doesn't have the respect and the backing like they used to have, we see them not being able to do their job like they used to do. And people see that now, and they, need to take more of a responsibility to protect themselves by purchasing firearms, for a concealed carry or there at their home or even in their business as far as that's concerned. I've even had realtors that would come to me and say, I need a small gun to carry because I've got to meet this person at this hour and I've never met this person before, and in that part of town it's a little bit rough, and they have purchased firearms as well. And that's just wise. That's just good common sense.
As long as you know how to use it properly.
That's right.
And you're willing to use it. Right?
Absolutely.
Don't carry it if you're not willing to use
Absolutely. I encourage everybody to get a concealed carry permit, and I know here in West Virginia you don't have to have it. Mm-hmm. But if you'd ever want to go out of state, you've got that. And in order to get the concealed carry permit, there are classes that you need to take, and it's not strenuous, but it's basic safety classes that will help you to be able to handle that firearm in a responsible way.
Sure. Because if you've got one and you're not willing to use it and you're close enough to somebody who is, it's just as dangerous to you as it is to that
That's
person,
exactly
right?
Right. That's exactly right.
You mentioned realtor. That's why I started carrying, is because I walked upon some people in an apartment I was showing one time that weren't supposed to be there, and it was pretty shady. And
Absolutely.
I'm a big guy, but it was still, there was more of them than there was of me. Turned out there was really no ill intent at that time, but you never know. I keep one when I'm going into situations like that.
Absolutely.
Stick it in my pocket. So, all right. Well, you mentioned the self-defense, the concealed carry. What's your most popular weapon for that you sell?
Probably the most popular weapon that I'm selling out of my shop is the Glock 19. It's primarily because Glocks are such a good quality product. About 95 and I'm guessing here, about 95% of all law enforcement officers carry Glocks. The capacity on this particular Glock is right now at 15 rounds, so you got good capacity, good quality gun. Still small enough to conceal, but the Glock 19 is the #1 gun that I sell out of my shop. You just can't beat it for the value.
Yeah, reliable.
Yes.
Ammo is relatively inexpensive and easy to get.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
9mm is the #1 caliber out there. Is the 9.
Are you still seeing an ammo shortage, or is it starting to flow in a little better now?
Hunting rounds are probably the hardest ones to get at this point in time, and there are some shotgun shells out there that's tough to get. But there's plenty of 9, plenty of the 5.56 for your AR-15s. 7.62 by 39 for your ARs or your AK-47s and your SKSs. It's out there as well.
Okay, that's good. I know there were some issues there for several years.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Another thing you do is a gun show that you do, what, twice a year?
About 4 or 5 times a year.
Oh, is it that
and
okay.
It's called Cabin Fever Gun, Knife, and Coin Shows. And we've been doing it for several years. I think we started in 2014. And it's just good. People come and they can trade their firearm. They can buy a firearm. A lot of people just come and look, and just a good time. And it's just a good venue, good something for people to do. And you'll notice it's called Cabin Fever. Gun shows don't do good in the summer when the string trimmers and the lawnmowers are going. People's got other things to do.
Yeah.
But the snow's flying and it's cold. That's when we do our gun shows.
Okay, and where do you have them at?
4-H Camp is probably the #1 venue. We have done some at the Milton Volunteer Fire Department. Keaton's Business Center, we used to do them there, but they have sold that now, so we are looking for another venue here in Cabell County.
Okay, all right, so if somebody wants to come see you in here and pick up a gun or some ammo, what are your hours?
We're here Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're here Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're closed on Wednesdays and Sundays.
Okay, sounds good. And we're going to head back to the back room back there, the employees only section, and talk to Mike and see what he does back there. All right, well, we've moved to the back room here at TIK Guns and Ammo, and we're going to talk to Mike Coffey about what he does here, what services he provides, and just get to know him a little bit. So thanks for joining us, Mike.
Absolutely.
What we got here?
It's a Glock 26 in its disassembled form, just to show, especially on the Glock handguns, we take it to this point when we're just cleaning the gun.
Okay.
And our entry fee is $10. It's pretty reasonable to have a firearm clean, serviced, and safety checked, especially the people that's carrying them at everyday carry now.
Something this size, even up to a full-size rifle, is that they're more, I guess?
Well, it all depends. There's only a few guns that are really difficult to disassemble. Mm-hmm. Browning A5 shotguns, Remington 742 hunting rifles. They're an additional charge. They're $20, which is still pretty reasonable. Yeah.
I took my carbine apart a few months ago, and I'd bring it to you for $10 and do it again myself, because it was a lot of work for sure, getting all those parts clean. So Mike was, before he was getting to this, he was military and he was law enforcement. He's actually the prior chief of police in Barboursville, and retired from that and just got into this. And why, you said you've always liked guns. Just tell me a little bit about that and why you chose to do this.
Yeah, I was blessed and lucky enough to get to go to all kind of training classes while I was in law enforcement, and was factory trained on Smith & Wesson, Glock, H&K, Remington shotguns. So I actually heard it from the horse's mouth, and that's a whole lot better than a lot of times hearing it from your uncle or somebody else that tells you how to take a gun apart. So, I had a little bit of training and education on it, and which makes a lot of difference. Guns may look different, but once you pretty much learn how a firearm works, you can take any gun apart, and especially if you have a reference manual or a diagram.
Or can YouTube it.
Yeah, or can YouTube.
That's how I learned how to do mine. I just YouTubed it, but I'm sure it wasn't as good a job as you did. So what else do you do here? I know, I brought you in mine and you sighted it in for me. You do that fairly often, I guess?
Do that. Most of the things that I do are cleaning. We get a lot of estate guns or inherited guns, and people bring them in, just want to have them checked out to make sure that they're safe and functional before they take them home. Okay. And so we do a lot of that. Do stock refinishing on some guns. Everything, but I'm not a gunsmith. The gunsmith has machining capabilities, and they can make a new part if they need a new part. So I'm a parts replacer. So if it's out on gunparts.com, I can get the part and repair a lot of guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long you think it'll take you to put that back together?
Shouldn't take but a second. It doesn't take long. I mean, it's.
Can we see the speed run of it?
I don't know. If you put me on speed, I won't mess it
Let's
up.
go.
So,
No,
yeah.
let's see how you can do it. Let's go.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. All right, there it is. Mike put it back together. He tested it. Everything works. This is just a smaller version of the one that Tim showed us out there that said it's one of their more popular guns. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here and doing this for the community. It's important service for sure. I also appreciate your service in law enforcement and military.
Thank you, Brody.
So thanks a lot.
Yep.